Welcome to the Strong, Single and Human podcast, a real look at single parenting, the ups and downs, and how to navigate life with kids on your own while keeping sane. Covering subjects such as domestic violence through to fussy eaters and solo dating. I'm your host, Claire Martin. Welcome. Hi everyone, and this week I have Cris Santos with me talking about her journey as a single mum. Cris Santos has a master's degree in linguistics and is a travel, fashion and lifestyle influencer and blogger. Also an author, entrepreneur, owner of lunarbluegirl.com, a beautiful online clothing store. And if all that isn't enough, she's a single mum of twin teenage boys. I don't know how she has the time to do everything that she does. Well, I'm sure she'll tell us soon how she fits everything in and stays sane with everything. In 2017, after leaving her husband with very little money, the former model and lover of the arts decided to take control of her life and chase her dreams. So hi, Cris. How are you this morning?
Hi, I'm well. Thank you. And you?
Yeah, no, great. Fantastic. I can't wait to hear about your story and your journey. I mean, you've been divorced now for 4 years and you left with no money. So tell me what you did first. Like, what did you do?
Yeah.
With no money and 2 kids?
Yeah, it was very little money and it was hard. I thought the divorce would be over and done in 3 months, but it took 2 years to finalize the whole process. At that time, I had, like I said, very little money. I was starting a business. My blog just started and I was creating content and working with fashion for other brands, but wasn't enough. So I started Uber driving. I started Uber delivery.
Oh my gosh.
To add to have some money because wasn't enough to pay my bills. So I started delivering, and then I changed to UberX, which is because Uber delivery wasn't paying my bills. So I changed to UberX and I started driving people. And then I had to make adjustments. Then I had a 4-wheel. I had to sell. I bought a smaller car in order, because then was fuel consumption and also services were cheaper. And I went from there. So I Uber drive my way, and creating my creative work was what really saved my life. Was my happy space. So I did a lot of Uber driving and content creating all the way to divorce, all the way through the divorce.
Oh my gosh.
So that's how I managed.
And did you feel safe Uber driving? Like, because you're a female in a car picking up strangers.
And that's why I did Uber delivery to start with. I wasn't sure, but then I had no option. I had no choice.
Yeah.
I said, I have to do Uber driving. I will drive people. I need it. I'm not going to go back to work for anyone. I love what I'm doing and I'm going to stick to what I'm doing. And I changed to 99% of the time, it's excellent.
Yeah.
There were things, but Uber is quite safe and the app works really well. Everything is done in a safe manner. So it's really good. Yeah, so that's how. Yeah, I had to do it. That was no option. I had to do it.
No, I know. And the thing is, we do these things, don't we? We just have to do what we have to do. No.
I need flexibility. I had 2 boys. They were with me. I was still dealing with all the kids' problems and everything that kids come with. So I need the flexibility. And that's the reason I said I'm working for myself. I want the flexibility.
And did you stay in the property that you had shared with your husband, or did you have to move out and find rent? Did you find challenges with finding accommodation?
Yes. What happened is we had to sell. We had a house, we had to sell, and all the money was put away. And that's when I had no money. So everything was locked. So I couldn't access the money unless he allowed me, and vice versa. In a divorce, money is put away. So it was difficult. We sold the house. We lost a lot of money selling the house because we had to sell in a hurry. But the money wasn't accessible because it needed to finalize until we could touch. And then I was paying lawyers for 2 years. So
Well, and that takes the money away, doesn't it? When you're paying lawyers, it's not like you just go to court and...
It was a lot of money. 2 years paying 2 years. It was a lot. And then what I was left wasn't enough to buy a house. Wasn't. So then came the next challenge. It was Christmas and we still got the divorce and we had to leave. We sold. We couldn't touch that money. So we need to leave and I didn't have money. He also had starting his own business. We didn't have a lot of money in general. So I found a property that I'm actually living now. I'm paying rent. I found this 5 acre. I said, I'm going to do, because my boys had a very good lifestyle. And I said, with the divorce, I will do whatever it takes so they don't feel the change. So they continue to have the lifestyle. Yeah. So I said, I'm not going to put myself in a tiny house because they're boys.
Oh my gosh.
They were like, at that time, I'm like, I want them to have space. We're not going to travel a lot. So I want them. So I found this. I went to the mountains. I found this property and I didn't have money to rent, which is this one. And I said, I explained to the real estate. I believe in God. Look, I believe God definitely helped there. And I said, look, that's my situation. I don't have a lot of money. This is what's happening. And she spoke to the owner and he sympathized with me. And he said, she can go and move in. I actually moved into a property without enough, just money to cover the bond that you have to pay. And I had to make money to pay weekly. I had to make money.
Yeah. And but that was awesome. That was awesome of the landowner to actually sort of say,
look, I am grateful to him. I wasn't going to let him down either. I worked 12 hours. I still work a lot, but at that time I was working 12 hours, 7 days a week.
Yeah, yeah.
To make sure I would never let him down. And I never did. And I paid.
And look, that's a good ethos. And like you say, like whether you believe in God or whatever you believe in, I just think things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
I think you've got to just take a deep breath, take a step back and go, okay. And when opportunities present themselves, take them because they're being presented for you to help you. So, yeah.
Right. And my boys love here because they got all this space. And, it was like, I don't know, things happen when you're in difficult situations. I don't know, things just seem to happen. The universe seems to align and somehow make things. I was really worried. I said, I'm going to be homeless. I was thinking, I don't have a house. It was Christmas. Like a week was Christmas. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then it happened like 3 days before
Christmas. My gosh.
And 4 days, we just moved. And I was like, I was the happiest. I was like, it was a relief. I was so relieved. And it turned out well.
Thank goodness. And you and the boys had like a house to stay in over Christmas, which was like awesome. And you don't look at the end of the day, as long as you're all together, you don't need much, do you? That's the thing. So
I moved here for a reason. I'm like 4 minutes away from the waterfall. We have water holes. We make fires. We have marshmallows. I knew we needed to make the whole process of that as easy as possible. Yeah. And it was challenging. It was challenging because my children, they did feel there was one got depression and at that time, and we worked through. So it was challenging, but we are good.
Yeah, no. So okay, so you moved into the new house 3 days before Christmas, which is just unbelievable, but great. And were you still Uber driving and blogging at the time? Or what
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I did it. And because the boys were with me now, they were 70% with me and 50 with him. Now they're 50-50. And the time they are with me, I do a little bit less of Uber, but I do more of my business. And I still do Uber driving. I still do. And when they are with him, I'm working 7 days on my business, Uber and everything. I still do. And I'm actually I was just invited to become part of the advisory team for Uber. So
awesome.
I'm actually going up
in Uber,
which is good. But I have to say why Uber for me was a way to network. It is. I put stickers on the side of my doors. I drive. So I live on the mountains. I drive down the coast and I talk to people. I give my cards, my Luna Blue Girl cards. I talk about my business. I connect with people. I meet directors, I meet writers, I meet people from all sort of life. I talk to them. And I think it's a good way to get the word out there.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything I can to bring the business back up, especially Luna Blue Girl. And also I'm a fashion and personal stylist. Those two businesses are very, just start. Like Luna Blue Girl was in August and the styling business started in February this year. March, I did 2 courses, I went back studying. So I had to put the word out there in every way. I have an affiliate campaign at the moment. I have the sticker in my car. I give my cards to everyone. So it's a way of getting the word out there as well.
Well, talk to me about Luna Blue Girl, because so you were blogging, and what were you actually blogging about? I think it's still there. I'll post all the details, and we'll tell people what the details are after we've sort of got to the end of this.
Yeah, so always started with me I start blogging and I start taking, so I'm a writer. So I wrote a book called One Way Trip by Cris Santos. So I decided to take pictures for that book, to make a video. And the pictures got attention. They were not very good, but someone contacted me, a company called Vida. They said, Cris, do you want to put your images on the clothes? Because they have these clothes. It's like a white canvas. So you put your images on the clothes and you make dresses. And for example, I had a lot of wildlife and landscape. So I put butterflies and flowers on the dress, my picture. And then after that, I joined 2 other companies called Zazo and Redbubble doing the same thing. And other brands start seeing my pictures and so I start wearing the clothes that I actually was designing. It's called photographic fashion designing. And they said, oh, I love the pictures. Do you want to do this for our brand, for my brand? And then I start taking pictures for them using their clothes. And then I was Uber driving and talking about business. And this amazing Englishman came in my car and he's like, wow, that's amazing. He said, I have an online shop, which I just started. I don't want it. He said, do you want it? And I said, what? And he said, it's called Luna Blue Girl. And I was like, oh, I love that name. I love that. Gave me that. I don't know why. I had this warm feeling. I'm like, oh, so beautiful. My dog is called Lua. Luna is moon in Spanish. My dog is Lua, which is moon. I don't know if there was a connection, but I was like, oh my God, I just absolutely fell in love with the name. And he said, Cris, in the back of the seat, he was like, okay, I'm sending you a mail right now with all the proposal. That's how much the shop is making. That's how much I want. Get home. When you get home, just check. And I go home and straight away I clicked them. I was like, I love it. I love this. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this for other brands.
Yeah.
I can do this for myself and make more money. So I did it. I said, all right, I want it.
So did you have to get a bank loan or did you just get it out of savings? Because you sold a house. So, yeah.
Yeah, I had a little bit. I still had so I'm like, I have to be careful how I invest my money. I had a little bit of money, not enough to buy a house, but I said but I need to make it to grow this business to grow. So that was my problem. Like, I'm not sure. I was concerned. I called my auntie and I was thinking, but I'm like, I love it. I'm having it. The opportunities come to me and I grab them. I have done that my whole life. And I got it. And I love it. It is what I love doing. And I taking pictures and now I use my blog and my Instagram. What I do is I talk about mental health. I talk about life in general. I talk about all sort of issues but showcasing fashion. So I talk about all sort of things showcasing fashion, which is linked to the Luna Blue Girl. So I use that.
Yeah, and look, I've been on the website and the clothes you've got are beautiful. I mean, and I understand like what you mean about that, like the photographs that you take and you've put them on the clothes. I mean, they're unique because they're your photos on the clothes and the clothes are lovely.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've only been speaking to you for like the last month or so I haven't actually purchased anything yet. But I've been on the website and had a look, and I've been on your Instagram, and it's just you have such a positive message and such a good message getting out there, basically. So Luna Girl was started last August, was it?
Yes, I pretty much took over last August. So we got two business here. So we got with Vida, with my photographic fashion design, it's called Photos by Cris Designs. And then Luna Blue Girl, I take pictures wearing clothes from my shop, but then talking about everything. So we got two things going here at the same time. Everything is in my blog and on my Instagram. If you click on the link on Instagram called at Photos by Cris without the hate, we'll drop everything, all the links for all the websites.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. But like, okay, so you've started this fashion brand, but like, have you actually have you had any challenges with starting this? And like, how have you overcome them? Because you make it sound so easy, but I'm sure it isn't, because I'm sure there's other people listening who want to start like their own skincare products or their own fashion brand or just their own company. And it's scary. I mean, I know I've just started this blog and mentally you're going, nobody's going to listen to this, and like, why am I doing this? And am I going to be good enough? And so did you what challenges did you get?
Look, I always follow your heart, follow your dreams, and do what you want to do, not what others want you to do. It's not easy. It has never been. It's not.
No.
People look at my Instagram and they go, oh, your life is amazing. Well, hold on a second. I went through a lot, and what you see, you don't see what's behind that. Of course, there is a lot of fear behind it, but I will do it, and I will grow, and I will trust the journey, and I will keep doing until I am in where I want to be. It will happen. And positivity. I just spoke to someone, I had a follower and she's an artist, like, oh, I don't think it's good enough what I do. I'm like, well, stop.
Yeah.
That is already not selling. That is already, no. You get away from the negativity. Negative thoughts go out of the window. It is hard work. You will have to work a lot. You're going to have a job on the side until you make it work.
Oh, definitely.
If you have someone to support you, great. If you don't, get something on the side and just work every day. And I know many artists and many writers and many bloggers who are in the same position. We are doing something and we have our jobs on the side until that works. And from there, because of this, I created in my blog has got a link there where it says Blog Academy for people who I wrote a few books on it, not many, but I wrote How to Grow Your Instagram. I wrote, I think it was 50 title attention grabbing for bloggers. And I wrote positive quotes. I wrote the quotes myself. I wrote #fashion. It's for someone who wants to start a blog, fashion, and you want the hashtag easy. So it's there to help someone if they want to go down that path. But it's how it is. It's what you see. It's not always, it's not that easy as it seems, but it's worth, yes. To be honest, through the divorce, what kept me happy and sane, and not just the divorce, I started the blog just a little bit before I started the divorce, and that was my happy place. I was really unhappy outside. I was overweight. I was depressed. I was really just not happy at all with my life. I was going through a lot of challenges with children. They are twins and they had all sort of health issues. So I dealt with all of them from everything, esophagus, asthma, spine. My son broke the spine. The other broke the. So I was on in and out of hospitals. I was dealing with bullying. My kids got heavily bullied. And that is when everything was happening, and I was highly sad, highly depressed, and then I had a stroke.
Oh.
Why? That stroke changed. I said, that's it. If I don't stop, if I don't love myself, if I don't value myself, I will have worse. I was a mini stroke.
Thank God. Yeah.
I was a mini, so I got out 3 months. It took me 3 months to get out of it. And I said, that's it. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to do what I love. I don't care about what other people think. I don't care anymore. I don't care. I was a people pleaser.
Yeah.
The worst thing you can do is to be a people pleaser, because the more you do, and you're still not getting like the recognition, and you want to, people are never happy. You're never good enough. You're never done enough. You're never. And I'm like, that's it. No more. I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to be happy. And my kids are going to see you do what you want. You're going to go for it. Don't think about anything else. Just go for it. Just go and enjoy the journey. And I was happy. I was happy then. I changed. I lost weight. I was happier. Then the divorce started. I said, I'm changing my life. I shook my life. I put it upside down, shook it all out, and restarted.
And I've got to admit, and I've got to agree with you. Like, I had a heart operation now, how long ago was that? 2-3 years ago. Yeah, you do actually sit there and go, well, hang on a minute. Like, what? Why? The stress of everything that you're going through, you don't understand that your body can only take so much. And then your body goes, no, hang on a minute, stop. And then something like my heart operation, you had a mini stroke or whatever. Mine wasn't, it was scary at the time, but I didn't have a heart attack or anything like anywhere near like yourself, but it was a heart operation that sort of makes you stop and go, hang on, there's more to life than stressing about, the job you're doing or other people or anything like that. Like it's taking a step back and going, I'm just going to do what makes me happy. Let's just do what makes me and my children happy. And also, all of us are human beings and we are all awesome. We're all different and we are all awesome. And if somebody else's opinion is, I don't like you or whatever, that's their issue, not our issue. We don't need to change. There's an aspect of us that potentially they have an issue with, but that might be something to do with their childhood, or we might have triggered something or scared them because we're so happy or we are doing what we want to do and they wish they could do what we want to do. So
you're very right. It's when someone has a problem with you, it's not your problem anymore. It's their problem. And that's it.
No, exactly.
That is no other way. And it is what it is. Just, you got to be strong and you got to show your children, like we have kids, and look, you will do what you want. You have to be strong. You would follow your heart. And that's the only way you're going to be happy.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself and keep going. It's not easy. Has never been easy. My whole entire has never been easy. But have I accomplished so much because I just went and did it? Hard, with a lot of difficulty, but I did.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, you're so upbeat and positive. Like, every time I've spoken to you, you make me think that there is nothing that anyone can't do. Like, you just go and do it. So, but do you have down days? Do you have days where you just go, oh my God, how am I going to get through today?
Yeah.
And then how do you get through it?
That's the thing. The first thing it does, of course I do. And oh God, am I scared? Yes, many times. And that's normal part of human life. We do feel fear. And however, I believe also in the power of the thought, and you just push them away. You just put all the negative thoughts and the negative people around you. I said that before. You shut the noise and you listen to yourself. Don't listen to the outside world, because that can have a huge influence on what you are going to do. Just don't listen. I'm going even talk about this in one of my posts, because my whole entire life, I was surrounded by people who said, no, it's not going to happen. No, it's not going to work. I wanted to learn. Everything started. I wanted to learn languages, and I didn't have money to pay for language course. So I dreamed it. I said, my cousin, she had money, so she went to English school, so I would sit next to her, and I said, you do your homework and I'm gonna listen to you.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna learn somehow. I'm gonna speak languages. I want to travel the world. And I didn't have much money. My mom was a single mom.
Yeah.
And we didn't have, and so the moment that my school, they opened these language courses for free. So I went and I did Spanish, French, German. They didn't have English, but they have all the other language, because English was taught at school, but outside school hours. So, but they were better courses. So in the English they taught at school, I wish they had the English outside, because they were better.
Yeah.
But they didn't. I said, I don't care. I did 3 years of Spanish. I did 3 years of French. I went and did German, and I learned my language then. I was modeling and catwalking from age 4. Like I started catwalk. My mom put me, I loved it. But it was a dream. I knew I wasn't going to make huge because my size at that time, really to big brands, I wasn't going to be able, because at that time you have to be, I think I still do, a certain size. But I went and I did modeling, I did acting, I did dance. I taught dance so I could learn and pay for my dance classes. I walked for 40 minutes to school to learn language, 4 minutes back home. That was the only way I could do everything I wanted to do. I did acting. So I worked, then I started. That's how everything I did. It was through a lot of hard work. Never was given to me. My mom never held my hand. She didn't have time. She just had to do her work and pay the bills. And I had to go. I want to do this. I went and did. But nobody held my hand. So I went and I found ways to do it. I was going to do it, and nobody's going to say you can't do it. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, I did it. I want to be interpreter. I was interpreting in London, from hospitals to prisons. Oh, it's too hard. You won't be able. I did it. You can't go overseas. We don't have money. I dreamed. I was in Paris. I had no money. I said to my mom, I dreamed I was in Paris. She's like, dream. Keep dreaming, because that doesn't cost us money.
Yeah.
I traveled the whole world. Was hard. I moved to England. I finished uni. I moved to England. I was a nanny. I was a babysitter. I was cleaning. I did it all to be there, to travel.
Yeah.
So, nothing can stop you when you want something. My sons have learning difficulty, and one wants to join the army. And I said to him, and someone already told me he can't. I'm like, I don't take no as an answer. So I already spoke to someone in the army, and he's like, I don't think it's going to be an issue if he wants it. I said, that's exactly right. I came home and I said, if you want it, you can go, you can get in there. But you need to sit down, and you're going to work harder than anyone else. You need to really learn, because that will be the only way. So nothing can stop you when you want something.
Yeah, that's right. Like I always say to my son, there's no such word as can't. There's just, you've got to think of a different way of doing. Like if you can't do the standard way, then there's a different way of getting to where you want to go to. You've just got to think of a different avenue to get to where you want to do. If you want to write a book or whatever, if you want to write a play, or, if you want to design fashion clothes or whatever, there's always a different way and a different avenue round to what you really, truly want to do in your heart. And you've just got to do it.
If it's in your heart. I hear a lot of that. I say, I wrote a book. Oh, I want to write. And then I hear people say, I want to write a book, but it's so hard. I'm like, how am I starting? I'm like, just sit down in front of your computer and start. The hardest thing is the start. Once you start, you won't. I did. When I wrote my book, my book, One Way Trip, is about drugs. I lost 2 people to drugs, died. They were very, very close. One was really young, and I was really young when I lost my best friend. I knew since I was really little. It was a tragedy that happened in his life, and he couldn't cope. He felt guilty. It was a very difficult thing. But I sat and I wrote for 8 hours a day. That was a way I could.
Yeah.
That was a way to, when I write, I put my heart out there. I cried. Writing that book, I cried. I cried in every single page I wrote. But that was a therapy as well.
Yes.
All you need to do is sit and start, and you just do it. Because once you start, you won't. If you really want, you will love it so much you don't want to leave. I know. And now I write. I just wrote a book. Actually, I released last year, I think, for the kids, because I never wrote a book for my boys, and I did. It's called Spies on Scooters. It's also my website, and it's about saving the planet with everything that's going on. It's packed with adventures, and so I wrote for them, and it's very, very good. So I just if you love it, you just have to sit and start, and you will see the end of it. You will, if you love it. If you don't love it, because you're not meant to do it. Because if it's not your passion, it has to be your passion. Something you like more or less is not passion. has to be your passion.
Yeah, no, exactly right. And look, and some people say, look, just sit down and write a page a day. If all you can allocate to writing a book is 15 minutes, use those 15 minutes and just write. Get everything out of you onto that page and then get on with your day. And then the next day, and it's about doing it regularly and just write. Like you said, the starting is the most difficult, whether you need to lose weight or whether you need to completely.
You're right.
Completely. I did coach to 5K last year and it was the hardest thing I ever had to do. And like you say, like it's just the starting. I mean, after the first week I wanted to give up, but you don't. You just keep going. And, by Christmas Eve, I'd run my 5K, which was great, So
well
happy days. Yeah, well, before my son was born, I was so fit. And then afterwards, nothing. So, but it's also making that decision, I think, as well. So you make that decision, I am going to do this. You set yourself smart goals, smart targets and say, right, I'm going to do this. It's going to be 5Ks. I'm going to do it by Christmas. And you give yourself achievable goals and off you go. So okay. So wow, you've just fitted so much into your life, like writing a book, learning languages. You've got that master's degree as well, which is just wow. Like you've set up a fashion, you were a blogger and an influencer, you've set up a fashion line. I'm going through all of this list going, oh my God. So you've got the styling business as well as taking pictures, all of those things. Like who was the person who influenced you? Like if you were to look back and go, okay, who had the most influence on you to make you who you are today as such?
Look, I thought about the question. Yeah, I think, of course, having a single mom, maybe, I think that is so. I was looked after by my grandmother for a period of time, but she was always a strong person. And she never told me no to anything I wanted. She just said, I don't know how we're going to do this, but anyway, go for it. Another thing is my books. I have a few people I always loved and I have always been fascinated by Shakespeare. I think Shakespeare had a huge influence on my writing. In the fashion, I have to say Coco Chanel, because she's an amazing woman. Her life was so difficult and she overcame everything what she did. And she was in the street, she was singing, she was almost homeless but she made it. And I always looking up to strong women, maybe because of my mother, but I love stories like Joan of Arc, and I love one of the movies that I love the most is a fictional character, which is Scarlett O'Hara from With the Wind. These women are all of them in a way, they are so strong and they just did and they just got there. And I love watching and I love getting them as role models. Because I think women have got amazing strength. We cope, we deal with so much, and we do everything. Like we do house, we work, we look after kids, we have our plans, we do so much, and I think it's a strength that we have.
And I agree with you. I completely agree, and I think it's a shame that we don't look at ourselves and pat ourselves on the back and say, "Wow," because, like you said, like Chanel, right? She had all of those challenges, but I'm sure if you sat down and spoken to her, that she just wouldn't think that she was some superwoman, and she just got on with life and just dealt with it. And I think, talking to you, you've done so much, yet you're so grounded and so but I want to do so much more. And you're just so focused on moving forward and, the positives of everything.
The thing with my master's degree, there is a story behind it. I was happy with my uni degree, but my kids were bilingual and they were having a lot of difficulties at school, having the learning difficulty and being bilingual. And there was not a lot of understanding what's happening with the school. So they, at that time, I was trying to explain, look, I know languages. I know I have my degree in translation. I I can help. And people were not listening to me. So I said, right. So they said to me, you are not an expert. And then I said, what do you mean? I said, I just want to hear from the expert. He has a master's degree in linguistics. So I said, well, so I'm going to go. I'm going to do my master in 1 year. I did full time in 1 year, and then we are going to talk.
Oh, my
And
God, you're insane.
I said, all I did was to make up. I did that to make a point. But I learned him. I loved it. I have to say, I was highly depressed at that time. I suffered depression most of my life. And at that time, I was unhappy. I was dealing with so much stress, so much. And I said, that was escape. I was escaping to my world, which is going places and languages and cultures and learning all about. That was a gift sent from God to me. And I loved, but I said, now all I learned was what I already I learned a lot, but a lot I knew. So I said, now we can talk. But at that time they said, we don't need to talk anymore. They was already, and I'm like, but I needed to do. I'm like, don't tell me. Like, I know what I'm talking about. But if you wanted me to, if I have to do something so you can be heard, I will do it. And
it's funny because if somebody says no to you, you say, no, I'm going to do this. And, and it's such, and it is like a mindset for everyone out there who's sort of, somebody said no to. Like, I agree with you, same with me. If somebody says no to me, it's like a red rag to a bull, because I go, no, you said I can't do that, so I'm going to prove you wrong. Sorry, I am going to do that.
Yeah, but at the same time, there is something with me that doesn't work in that way. If you come to me and you acknowledge me and everything I do, I can do better. I don't do very well when people put pressure. It's I already put a lot of pressure on myself. I do, and I don't need external. If it's like I put so much, and if you put extra pressure on the building, will collapse.
Yeah.
And that happens to me. Don't push, because I will. That will be, I'm not going to do that. I'm not. So give me reassurance. And that's what happens with my Instagram. I started, and the people start, oh my God, it's amazing. And that just made me keep going and do better and better. Now I want to do better things. I want to learn more. I want to learn more about it. And that is important too. So I don't like the negative where people go, you can't do that. Triggers me, gets me actually angry.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I do. But if you tell me you are amazing, I'll do better.
Oh, okay.
Understand? That's it. I don't need that, but if you give it to me, I will. Oh my God, that's working. They're loving it, so I'll do better and better and better and better.
Yeah.
Now, that Instagram, when the whole divorce started, Instagram was my happy place, because people like, Cris, you are doing amazing. And then I start talking, and then I start getting feedback, and I start writing, and they start, because when I pour my heart on my Instagram too, I write from my heart every time I write, and that connects with people.
Yes.
I can write because I can connect with people, and that's what I want anyway. I want people to feel, to connect, and to get something out of it.
Yeah. How did you make a decision regarding the blog and the Instagram? How did you get to how did you decide on what you were going to write about and what you were going to do? Did you just look internally into what you were passionate about and just go for it?
Yeah, with the book, with the pictures, and then the fashion companies start approaching me. So I start writing blogs for fashion brands, and that's how it started. But now it's deeper. It's fashion, but now I talk about issues. And my last Instagram post, for example, I just spoke, my followers, they come to me, and there are a lot of people with depression, with a lot of things. They come to me in my DMs, and I help them, and they go like, oh my God. The other day, this girl called me and said, Cris, give me the link for your podcast that you were last time, because I am collapsing. I'm not well today. I need to listen to someone, to positivity. And I gave 2 hands, like, you just saved my life. What you said was amazing. It made me emotional. And then she's like, and then the other day, this girl said, oh my God, Cris, I see everyone's business going booming and my business no. And I go and I wrote my last post. I'm like, stop comparing yourself to anyone.
Yeah.
Don't compare. Don't ever do that. We all different, and business is something really. You have a lot of money to invest, you go faster. You don't have, so you're going to have to invest time. You're going to have to invest content, you're going to have to invest. You're going to come up with you're going to use your creativity to come up with ideas to make it happen. And that's what I do. I still, I just came up with an affiliate campaign. Anyone who wants to join my affiliate campaign, you sell my clothes, get 10% off, and get free clothes after you sell 5 clothes. For example, I come up with things out of the blue because I will make it happen. I will make it happen.
And I think that's the best piece of advice that you could give anyone is stop comparing yourself with other people. All of those other people, like everyone in this world is different. So everyone has their own issues. Yeah, some people have money, some people don't. It's okay. Just stop. Actually look at why you're doing it and what you're passionate about, and stop comparing. Because comparing just is such a negative influence on you, because like you'll look at somebody else and go, oh, they've been, they're so much better than me or whatever, but they might have been doing it for 10 years, or they might have 4 or 5 other backers that are actually feeding in, or there's a whole myriad of things that you may not know about. To stop comparing.
Exactly. You don't know. Yeah. You don't really know if the business, what they're doing and how they're doing it. You can't look at Instagram and believe that's real life. Behind that, there's a lot going on that we don't know. So you can't. So don't compare. Don't listen to noise. I keep saying that. Don't listen to noise. Just keep going. Focus.
Yeah, no. So this is going to come out left of field because it's just in my head, and I'm just wondering, has there been anything that you've started that actually didn't work out, and you sort of went, oh, actually that's not working. So what did you learn from that? And sorry, I've really put this on you because this is...
Yeah, no, it's okay. I was just thinking, what is not working? Because look, I wrote my books, for example, a very long time ago, and I'm not a lot of people know. I want my book to become a movie. I do, because I think, especially story 2, I vision my whole book when I wrote, there are a lot of dialogues. And why did I do that? Because I was envisioning on a big screen. I said, it's a message. This can save life. This is helping me to get my feelings out there. But this book can save lives, can send a very, very strong message. And what it's called One Way Trip. And of course, there are many people who got out and look, it's amazing, but it is really hard. It's really hard journey to go in. So do I see that I haven't made a movie yet? Am I a bestseller? Not yet, but I never call it failure. Never, ever, ever. I don't use that. Because it's experience. It hasn't worked yet. You will. It is some people I have sold. There are people read, but not where I want it to be yet. Will be. Yeah. We'll get that. It takes time. It's hard. And I'm saying arts in general, writing, photography, it's difficult, but anything really. So it takes time, takes effort. I don't think anything. Look, I traveled the world. It was hard the way I did, but it wasn't easy. Well, I never see anything as not working. I wanted to do, I did it, and it's not the most successful book, but I did it, so I don't know anything. I don't know. I was a dancer. Yeah. I wanted to dance in this this amazing theater, which is the best dancers, best ballerinas go in my country, in Brazil. I was owed to get in, but one day they opened for older people out of the blue. So I went there and I did lessons there. So I'm like, I wasn't the first ballerina. I was doing the Black Swan, but I was studying in that place where I wanted to study. Yeah. So I achieved everything I wanted, not to the top of the top, but like I say, it's still going, and I have done. And I don't look back and say, oh, I wish I had done that. No, I don't, because I did. Yeah. Yeah. But, we'll get, and I don't think it worked. It did. Am I the most successful person? No, but I loved it. And it's not a failure. It was an experience. I think everything I tried to do, I did. I want to become a blogger. Nobody was reading at the beginning until one person came and left a comment, and then I'm like, oh, I know what to do now. And then I went, and it's scary, but things happen to show this is what you have to do. It's almost like like I said, the universe start putting things in front of you so you know what's the next step and what's the next.
Yeah.
And keep going that way. But the most important thing is you do what you love and be happy. If you're not happy, you lose yourself. I did. If you're not happy, you have depression. If you're not happy, you will be sick. And just make sure whatever you do, be happy.
Yeah, it's take a step back, breathe, look at where you want to go, and then take that first step forward. Focus. And I know I agree with you. And I love that you just said it's not that anything's failed, it's just that it's not successful yet, which is awesome. You only need to look at people like Dyson and people like that who, I mean, Dyson invented the bagless vacuum cleaner and everyone said, no, that's not going to work. And he went everywhere. And in the end, he went, well, nobody's going to actually take this on board, so I'm going to create it. So he actually there was no can't for him. He just went, well, I've got to look at a different solution. And so he looked at a different solution and look at him now. I mean, and there's so many other people out there like that.
Absolutely. And another thing is my blog. I do see my blog is very successful. My Instagram, Photos by Cris. I have got a few Instagrams, but the main one, it's very successful. I've got almost 60,000. I have a lot of engagement. I am successful in what I'm doing. My shop is moving forward. I just finished 2 courses. I see there's always a success. I traveled the world when I had no money. This is a success. I finished a master degree in 1 year full time. This is success. I see myself a lot. Depends what success is.
Yes.
What's success for you? Is there a lot of money? Is there happiness? Is there accomplish everything you wanted? Success is different for everyone. So to me, everything worked. I am successful in everything I do to a certain extent. And I am happy. My blog is going well. My Instagram goes really well. I'm selling. Luna Bruegel is moving forward. I'm selling. I know I'm getting the word out there. To me, this is all success. It's all everyday success. All of this is success, not just money. Or it depends. Everyone, like I said, depends what it is for you. I see everything I wanted to do, I have done, and I see success in everything I did. But but that's what success is for you, is accomplish what you want. To me, it is accomplish everything I want and I have.
So I'm going to ask this next question, okay? And I'm not sure what you're going to answer because you just seem superhuman anyway, because of everything that you do. But if you could have one superpower, and I ask all my interviewees this, if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
And suffering in the world.
Say that again.
And suffering in the world. If I could have a superpower to add that, it would be because I have been through so much, and I know what it hurts. And I from very little, my whole life, from very day I was born, I never met my father. I lost my father. I lost a friend. My kids have all sort of things. So suffering, I had depression throughout so many years in my life. So I wanted to suffer. When that would be a superpower. I always say that I want to see a world where everyone is happy. I really do. I know it's not, but I would like that. That's what I really want. I think life is so wonderful, and I just want everyone to be happy and no suffering, no diseases, and this disease situation. Just think happiness and peace. Life has to be lived with happiness. That's what I want.
Look, I completely agree with you. I just think that we have so much disunity, and I'm not sure even if that's a word, but hey, we live on one planet. And we're all human beings at the end of the day. And I have to agree with you, like, let's all work together. There's no black or white or different religions or anything like that. Let's be accepting of each other and actually work together globally to at least help one another, help the world, actually be grateful for what we've got. And to just, I don't know, I'm not no blooming soothsayer, but if we actually unified together so there's no like countries and all of that stuff. I sound like a right old hippie. But, so there's no English and French and German and American and Iraqi, and we just unify as one global with the world as such, and that we're helping each other out. And there's not them and us, blacks and whites and like Asians and, it's like none of that. And we actually just work together as one. I would hope that we would be able, one, to keep this planet going and survive, because who knows where we're going at the moment. And we'd all be a lot happier.
We are all human beings, and that's it.
Yeah.
And we all the same. We are all the same. We all the same. So just be kind to one another.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the least we can do, and then we can make a huge difference. A word saying, how are you and what are you doing? Can I help? One little thing you do can bring people, can make a whole difference in someone. I can even save a life. Just kindness. In social media, for example, all the people there, I'm so grateful. They're gorgeous. They never look. I think I'm 3.5, 4 years that I'm doing blogging and social media. I think maybe I got 4 people that I blocked, and I do not accept bullying. I am against, and I just say block. Block, and don't take, because that can just suck you in and take you in a very dark way. So just block and keep moving on. Just connect with people like you, and don't let people put you down. Don't let people don't accept that. Just block and move on. You can block. It's a very good thing that you can block, which is awesome. Don't allow that to interfere in your life, because it can.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Just connect with people like you.
No, that's awesome. Look, Cris, it's been fantastic. Awesome speaking to you. I love speaking to you because you're always so positive. Like, you make me feel like I could do anything in the world, which is great. It's like, and I can. So, which is great. So that's awesome. So look, if our listeners want to connect with you, how do they connect with you? On your Instagram? Do they message you on Instagram and things? Do you have Facebook?
They can on Instagram at Photos by Cris without the H. So it's Photos BYCRIS. And also they can connect with me on my blog, which is photosbycris.com.au. I think there will have Instagram will have all the links, and so does the blog, all the links, everything. Brilliant. For the designs, for Luna Blue Girl, lunabluegirl.com. You can get all the links there. Yeah, no, that's excellent. That's excellent. And look, I'll post all of the links on the YouTube channel, and also on the spiel that goes with the podcast. So that's great. No, that's brilliant. Okay, Cris, well, look, thank you. Thank you for giving me the time this morning. It's brilliant. Thank you. It was lovely talking to you. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast and would like to hear more, please hit subscribe wherever you like to hear podcasts. If you'd like to support us further, share this episode with your friends and family on all the usual social media platforms that you're normally on. And finally, drop us a review on iTunes, as I'd love to hear your thoughts, comments, and ideas. It all helps me to understand and produce awesome content that I know you're going to want to hear, like this. If you want to check out past episodes, write to us, appear on the podcast, or for links, resources, and show notes, go to our website, www.strongsingleandhuman.com. We are also on all the usual social media platforms, Insta, Facey, and Twitter. Have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Be kind to yourself, and remember, no one's perfect, and we're all just putting one foot in front of the other and doing our best. I'm Claire Martin, and you've been listening to the Strong, Single, and Human podcast.